Welcome to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison.
I'm Molly, a former skeptic, now full-time energy healer, author, and your resident science meets spirit nerd.
And I'm Madison, a born and raised witch, teacher of the craft, and owner of not one, not two, but 3 metaphysical businesses.
Together we dig into low-effort witchcraft, spirituality, and the science that backs it all up, all with humor, heart, and a sprinkle of chaos.
So whether you're a curious skeptic or a seasoned witch, find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's demystify some magic. Howdy doody, friends.
Howdy and a duty, friends.
Is Mercury retrograde, are we sure it's over?
Yeah, it's for sure over. We're not even in the shadow anymore.
So we're just saying that everything that's happened this morning is my fault?
No, it's eclipse season.
You're right. You're so right. Thank goodness. You guys, I woke up this morning and my mic was gone. like gone.
Mm-hmm.
I had to buy a new mic 9 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
In a panic. So we're coming in with fresh energy. You know what I learned today?
What?
The sign of our times.
Hmm.
I had to go to Target, which I don't like to do.
Mm-hmm.
For obvious reasons.
Desperate times.
Desperate times, Best Buy was closed. Was the closest place to me that would have a microphone. They have a content creator aisle at Target now.
Oh, God.
Is that not wild?
That is wild.
They have selfie sticks. That's where they have the tiny mics. That's where they have this microphone that I bought.
Oh, my God.
All the lighting, everything. I did kind of take a little peruse of well, while I'm here, is there something else that I need? There wasn't. Got the mic, got in, got the mic, got out, ran home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Went a brisk 3 over the speed limit. But feels a little bit apt that I would be having some trouble today, because today we're going to talk a little bit about one of Norse mythology's favorite troublemakers.
Oh?
We've got Freya and Loki on the docket today.
I'm low-key so excited.
I'm high-key so excited.
I'm afraid of what you're going to share with me.
Well, before we get in, what was your magic moment this week?
My magic moment is that the Sako Sanctuary is finally open. Boop, boop.
Woohoo!
Molly's first foray into a physical location. Taking a playbook out of Madison's chapter book. What?
That's exactly what the saying is.
Uh-huh.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I had my first session the other day. I've seen a bunch of graduates for sessions, which has been so fun to get to meet people and hug them and hang out with them. We're doing a half-day retreat at the end of the month, and I'm just so excited. So this is your official invitation. If you are in Maine and you would like to get a session from me, you can now do that, and we will leave the link in the description of this episode.
So proud of you. So incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. It was touch and go there for a minute. When we painted it the wrong color, I was like, oh no, this is never gonna work.
The whole thing's canceled.
Yep. I was like, oh dear. Oh no. But no, it just feels so right. It's been years since I've been able to do one-on-one crystal Reiki sessions, and I've never been able to do them in a space that is mine. I've always been in a traveling crystal Reiki practitioner kind of energy, and that was great and that was fine. But now it's oh, I can set all my little gems out, and I can organize them by energy center, and I can have an altar and offerings and all kinds of cute things, and it's just been really, really lovely, and just feels I don't know, I love what I get to do, but sometimes I get bogged down in the day by day. So it's nice to have something that is just pure, fresh energy, that is just fun. I feel zero pressure on it. I'm just so excited about it, and it's a really good feeling to be in.
That sparks joy.
Yeah. What was your magic moment?
My magic moment is I had an impromptu sleepover with my very best friend.
Me?
Other night.
I don't remember going to your house.
So we've talked about Jeff on the podcast, my childhood best friend, my person. We've known each other since we were 11. His, and therefore quasi my older sister, lives in Central Florida, 2.5 hours from me. and she is about to have a baby. And so Jeff came down for the weekend to see her one last time before she has the baby. She has a toddler, come spend time with his niece, and, you know, took a long weekend. And I drove up. He was supposed to come to my house because I'm the closest airport to his sister. So he was supposed to come to my house at like midnight, sleep on my couch, and then wake up in the morning and drive to Big Sister Kelly's. His flight got canceled. And so he didn't land until like 1 o'clock, got in the car at like 2
a.m.
p.m. the next day.
Oh,
sorry.
I was like, huh.
No. Originally, they were delaying his flight where he was supposed to land at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No, thank you.
And we had plans to like get breakfast the next day. And he goes, well, I guess I'll just pick it up on my way in. I was like, perfect. Sounds great. But they ended up canceling his flight. So I was like, oh, maybe I won't get to see him. I left the house at 2 o'clock, got to Kelly's at 4:30. And I was like, oh, like this sucks. I don't have as much time, but I'll just like leave at, you know, like 8 o'clock, get home at 10:30. Lost track of time. Before I left, Drew was like, you should just pack a bag just in case. And I was like, no, that feels presumptive. Like, I'm not going to pack a bag.
Drew is so smart.
It gets to be like 8:30, maybe 9. And we're just like laughing, hanging out. And Kelly looks at me and she goes, I don't want you to drive home. And Jeff was like, yeah, I don't think you should do that. And so we snuggled up in her guest room, and it was the most fun. We stayed up until like 2 o'clock in the morning, just like chatting. I think we fell asleep mid-conversation. I like don't remember saying goodnight.
I love that.
And it was just so much fun. And I love getting to see my niece, and I love getting to see my surrogate sister. It just was such a good time, and it felt so lovely and like, I don't know. It was so nostalgic. We haven't, I don't think that I've had a sleepover at like with him since our college orientation. We stayed in a hotel together the night before, and it was just so nice. You know, there's just nothing quite like a friend that you've had through seasons like that. And I had been feeling really lonely the last few weeks. The summer really takes it out of me. And I feel very aware these days that all the people closest to me live all over the country. And so it was very healing for him to be there. Is my friends in St. Pete are great. No, like, if you guys are listening, I love you so much.
Yeah, it's different, though. It's like you miss your other people. Yeah.
And so it just was, like, very lovely and healing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so diving in to Freya and Loki, the outsiders of Norse mythology. They are both technically members of the Aesir household, but they are also both by blood something else as well.
Okay.
So Freya is Vanir, sent to Asgard as part of a hostage exchange after a war.
Oh my god.
I know. And Loki is the son of 2 giants bound to Odin only by a blood oath.
Okay. So he's big.
Yeah, I guess. I hadn't considered that. I'll be honest. In my mind, even though I haven't seen the Marvel movies, and you guys can hate on me all you want for this, I understand, but I can't not see Marvel Loki. What's his name? He dated Taylor Swift?
I don't have a clue who you're talking about.
Hold on.
Loki.
Marvel.
Oh, he dated Taylor Swift?
Yeah, he's the one who wore the shirt that said, I heart Taylor Swift.
Who is that guy?
What's his name?
Oh, God, what's his name?
And you know, I thought it would come up if I...
Tom Hiddleston.
That's his name, Tom Hiddleston.
That is not... I'm realizing right now that in my brain, the name Tom Hiddleston is associated with the face of Timothée Chalamet.
Age-old mistake.
I was like, he never dated Taylor Swift. He's with... Isn't he with Zendaya?
With Kylie Jenner. No, that's Kylie Tom Holland. That's Tom Holland.
They're all the same.
They're all different white boys of the month.
White boys with the first letter of a T. Like,
yeah.
Anyway.
You're good. You're doing great. Mentally, even though I've never seen those movies, that's just like what Loki looks like to me. I think TikTok thinks that I should have seen those Marvel movies, I think, because it serves me a lot of those edits of Tom Hiddleston's Loki. But anyways, between the two of them, they kind of bring all of the fun to the Norse mythology.
I'm already having fun.
In my opinion.
I'm already having fun.
They take away that like pure, we talked about that Law and Order with Tyr. We're going full other side of the spectrum with Freya and Loki.
Okay.
We talked about Freya a little bit in our first episode with the seiðr magic. They can also shapeshift. They bring the desire. They bring the chaos. They bring the unpredictability that makes this whole system really interesting.
Okay.
So there's kind of going to be this thread of belonging throughout this episode. Who really belongs in Asgard? Who really belongs as a part of this like ecosystem of deities? Because Norse mythology has two families of gods rather than the one that kind of makes up the Greek pantheon.
Okay.
There's the Aesir, which is like Odin, Thor, Frigg, Tyr, everybody we've talked about in the past. And then there's the Vanir, which is an older tribe tied to fertility, prosperity, and magic.
Oh, magic.
Yes. I know where we would belong. So the two families fought a long, inconclusive war, which ended by a hostage exchange.
Of Freya.
The Vanir sent Freya. Her brother Frey.
Frey and Freya?
Yeah, tough. And their father, Njörð. I think I'm saying that correctly. Njörð.
That sounds like a vocal, like, stem that I will be doing the rest of the day. Njörð.
There's a lot of letters with dots and lines above them. And so I'm just doing my best.
Yeah.
If you want my pronunciation guide that I'm frantically scrolling through as we go through this episode, because I live in constant fear of pronouncing something wrong, join our Patreon. All of my notes get uploaded there along with this pronunciation guide, so you too can go Njörð.
Good plug.
Anyways, those three were sent to live in the Aesir. And Freya brought her seiðr magic with her. So remember, in our first episode, we learned that she personally taught that magic to Odin.
Can you remind me of the seiðr magic?
It's the channeling magic.
Ah, yes. Okay, thank you. I remembered, but just in case someone's coming in cold.
So, Loki's kind of outsider status runs even deeper, if you can imagine. He's Odin's blood brother by oath, not by birth. So his actual parents are the giants Farbodi and Lofe. So much of Norse myth is kind of built on this boundary between the ordered Aesir and the chaotic giants. They're intermarried. It's super important to that like ultimate doomed collapse at Ragnarok, their constant beef.
Okay.
And Freya and Loki are kind of both living in both worlds, right? Like never belonging in the Aesir, but also they can't go home. So starting with Freya, she's the goddess of love, beauty, war, and seiðr. And she's like the Vanir queen. Our diva. Freya is one of the most powerful goddesses in the Norse pantheon, but she's kind of been flattened by popular culture into like the Norse Aphrodite, which she's way more complicated than that, which I find really interesting, and that's what I really like about her. I love that you can be both the goddess of war and the goddess of beauty.
I feel like that was the case for Aphrodite too, right? Like she has been flattened by like modern interpretations.
For sure.
Through that, I'm like, oh, Aphrodite kind of fucks.
Oh, she does fuck, for sure. She's so cool. But I think Freya even holds more. I think when you hear goddess of love, that's all they want to paint you into.
And
Love
they leave and behind war?
Exactly.
Oh, man. Love and marriage, we go together like a horse and carriage. No?
Sure.
Someone listening will understand the reference and will validate me in the comments.
And thank God for them. Anyways, Freya's whole portfolio includes love, beauty, fertility, gold, war, death, and the magic of seiðr.
Damn.
Which again, she taught to Odin. but she's not subordinate to him.
Okay.
Despite being, like, you would think she would be, right? She is brought over to the Aesir in this hostage negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
But instead she becomes Odin's teacher. Rather than, like, his subordinate.
Yeah.
So she drives a chariot pulled by 2 cats, owns a cloak of falcon feathers that lets the wearer fly between worlds, wears the legendary necklace of Brisingamen, which acquired in one version of the myth by spending a night with each of the 4 dwarves who forged it.
Yeah, girl, get around.
That is a detail that practitioners will read very differently depending on the lens.
Oh, wait. Is it not what I assumed?
It could be. It depends on your interpretation of the myth, right?
Okay. So it just says that she spent the night with them. They could have cuddled.
There's different translations.
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, you know how, like, the Odyssey, that's, like, something that people are talking about a lot, has only been translated by men and now is being translated by, or was translated by a woman, and that's what they made the movie after, right?
Okay, now I want to see it. I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah.
No.
Okay. So, obviously, those 2 main sources that most of this mythology comes from, it's written in Icelandic.
Yeah.
And so, when it's translated to English, some people bring the lens of spent the night. Some people bring the lens of spent the night.
Yeah. So it could have been like a Jeff Kelly Madison situation.
It could have been.
Oh, that's sweet.
They could have been sleeping butt to butt, like me and Jeff were, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways. She also weeps tears of red gold when her wandering husband, Othar, is away.
Aw.
She also gets first choice of warriors slain in battle for her field, called Folkvangr, which is a detail that usually surprises people. It surprised me because I thought that Odin just claimed all the honored dead, but Freya gets first choice. Yeah.
Okay, so she's like kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so the TLDR on her mythology. She was sent to Asgard after the Aesir-Vanir War. Freya becomes both an insider and a permanent outsider. So she's trusted, she's powerful, but she never fully assimilates, right? That necklace, Brisingamen, 4 dwarven smiths forge the most beautiful necklace in existence. Freya wants it, and they name their price. She pays it, and the necklace becomes inseparable from her image. It's a story about desire, cost, and refusing to pretend desire doesn't have a price. Teaching seiðr to Odin, Freya introduces Odin to seiðr magic, form of magic associated with prophecy, shape-shifting, and influencing fate. Coded in the sources as women's magic, quote unquote, and like faintly shameful for a male god to practice, but Odin learns it anyways. I would imagine that that gives Freya like a sense of respect for Odin. It would for me, at least.
Yeah, I guess. It's the bare minimum, but if we want to applaud men for doing the bare minimum.
It's less than I would expect from a god like Odin.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then remember Thor's hammer, Thrumskiva. When the giant Thrym steals Thor's hammer and demands Freya as his bride in exchange, Freya flatly refuses, remember? Famously, and memorably furious, the gods have to disguise Thor as a bride instead. Which I think, again, is very interesting because I feel like in other mythology, I don't know that women have the agency and the autonomy to say no.
Yeah.
Her no is so strong and so like understood and believed, and she's not able to be forced, so much so that Thor has to dress up in drag.
Yeah.
So some signs that Freya might be reaching out include cats behaving unusually around you or feeling like a strong pull towards them in general. Amber, gold, or red gold jewelry catching your attention. A resurgence of interest in your own beauty, desirability, or worth, especially after a period of feeling diminished. Dreams of flying, falcons, or feathered cloaks. I think, like, I don't know quite how to describe this thought that I had, but kind of like we were talking about how she holds those 2 complex ideas at once. That war and death and beauty and love. If there's like a feeling of both fierceness and softness in you, knowing that you're capable of both tenderness and war in the same breath.
Mm-hmm.
That could be Freya coming towards you.
Mm.
Or could be an unexplained pull towards seiðr magic, trance work, or any kind of prophetic practice. All right, how to work with Freya. Self-worth and desirability work, especially reclaiming it after, again, like any kind of loss or diminishment.
So if someone's like a jerk to you and you feel bad about yourself, reclaiming who the fuck you are is Freya work.
For sure. Seiðr, trance work, or prophetic or intuitive magic. War magic or fierce protection. Prosperity and gold drawing work. Any kind of grief work, especially tangled with love. And any work that centers sovereignty over your own body and desires.
I like have to Google what red gold is, because when I Google red gold, I get premium canned tomato products.
Perfect. I see it as like metallic red, like you know that like shiny
it's rose
red.
Gold. It's rose gold.
We can go with rose gold.
That's what it is.
Okay, great.
Okay, that makes more sense.
In my mind, it's metallic red, which I like better.
That's fine, as long as it's not tomatoes. Also, I will tell you, when I Googled, it auto-filled to red golden retriever.
Love that too. Tears of red golden retrievers.
My dream.
Offerings for Freya include amber, gold or gold-toned jewelry, real or filled or plated, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be given to her or offered symbolically.
Mm-hmm.
Honey and honey mead, red or pink flowers, cat imagery or small cat tokens, and songs or poetry about love. Her correspondences are amber, rose quartz, carnelian, and citrine, red, gold, and deep pink, rose and mugwort, cats, falcons, and boars. Is it boar or boars?
I think it's boars. Group of boar. A group of wild boars is most commonly called a seiðr.
Ooh, well, a seiðr of boars would be a great symbol for you to draw to call in Freya.
Seiðr of boars is the name of my band in college, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay, for symbols, also, I have her necklace, Brisingamen, the falcon cloak, or those golden tears. And then day of the week, Friday.
Freya Day.
I
like how easy the Norse days of the week are.
I know.
Thor's Day.
Freya
Day. What was the other one?
Tears Day. Moving on to Loki, trickster, shapeshifter, and blood brother of Odin, another outsider on the inside. Loki, again, is technically counted among the Aesir, Odin's blood brother, but he is, by blood, a son of those two giants. And he never stops being marked as the outsider, even at the center of the Pantheon's inner circle.
So he's like Dan from Gossip Girl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen it, but I do know enough to know that I think is a good analogy there.
I'd like to actually describe the Norse gods as Gossip Girl characters. I think that would really help me really land in this universe.
Who is Freya then?
Freya, I think, is probably Blair, like war and beauty.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say.
Blair.
Although, again, knowing nothing.
I think she's probably Blair.
Have never seen it, but I do just know that Blair is, I think, kind of a bitch, right?
It's not that she's a bitch. It's that she wants to be in power.
Love that for her.
And she's a bitch about it.
Catch us next week for our Gossip Girl recap podcast. Anyways, Loki is a shapeshifter capable of becoming any creature. He actually gave birth in mare form to Odin's 8-legged horse.
What?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he is somehow the gods' most useful problem solver, while also their most catastrophic threat.
Okay.
And he is ultimately the architect of the events that end the world.
He's Dan! Spoiler alert for Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Loki is Dan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I clocked that shit.
Mm-hmm. He does often solve the problems that he caused himself, like Thor's stolen hammer, a kidnapped goddess, But his help does always carry like this edge of unpredictability that eventually does tip into genuine harm.
He's Dan from Gossip Girl.
I'm so happy that you have that. I'm sorry that I can't fully... I do know the big spoiler for Gossip Girl, so like I get that, you know, that's their Ragnarok. But I do wish that I had more context.
Okay. That'll be on our next part of the series where I talk about Gossip Girl as
there we go.
Deities.
Okay. His TLDR mythology. With the giantess, Angerbotha, Loki fathers 3 beings who will each play a central role in Ragnarok. The wolf Fenrir, who we already talked about. The world serpent, who we also already talked about. And the death goddess Hel herself.
Oh.
I wish we had an episode on Hel. If you guys want to hear more, I'd love to talk about Hel.
Let's fucking make an episode. This is our podcast.
Because I love Hel. I love her because
just do it.
I love her because Linda worked with her.
Oh. Let's do it. Why are we not doing it?
Okay, let's do it.
This is our podcast.
This is our podcast. Let us know if you guys want to hear more Norse gods, and maybe we'll add a couple eps.
Yeah.
Okay. Loki engineers Baldur's death by exploiting the one gap in Frigg's protective oath, and then blocks his return from the underworld by refusing, in disguise, to weep for him. Full story, next episode.
Okay. Cliffhanger.
I know. Right, like he's kind of a prick.
Yeah.
Dan. He's Dan.
Yeah.
I saw it in your eyes.
I'm like, Dan is the least likable character.
Mm-hmm. Okay. After the gods discover his role in Baldur's death, they hunt Loki down and bind him beneath the earth with the entrails of one of his own sons.
Ooh.
Yeah, so everyone's kind of a prick, right?
Yeah.
With a serpent placed above him to drip venom onto his face.
Ew.
His wife, Sigyn, holds a bowl to catch the poison, but whenever she must empty it, the venom that falls in the meantime causes Loki to writhe in agony, which is the mythological explanation for earthquakes.
Oh.
Right?
That's cool.
In one of the sharpest surviving poems, Loki crashes a feast of the gods and verbally eviscerates every one of them in turn, naming their hypocrisies and past failures, like reading them for filth.
Oh my god.
Yes.
There's a Gossip Girl episode just like this. Did they base the character of Dan off of this myth?
Imagine it's actually a retelling of Norse mythology.
I'm like, I know I'm doing the true crime thing where I'm making all the pieces fit into my hypothesis, but I mean, if the shoe fits, the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits, Loki's Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
But it does kind of have, the myth kind of has an energy about it, not like pure being a shithead, but more so like saying the things out loud that everybody kind of already knows.
That's what Gossip Girl does. That is literally...
It is giving Gossip Girl.
Wow. Sorry. I'm like really derailing this episode.
No,
with this,
you're fine.
Like, analogy, but...
During Ragnarok, Loki breaks free of his bindings during the end of the world, captains the ship of the dead, and leads the forces of chaos against the Aesir, ultimately killing and being killed by Heimdall, the Watchman and the Trickster ending each other. But it does happen exactly as it's fated, and there's more on Heimdall in episode 4.
Okay.
Signs that Loki might be reaching out include chaos arriving just in the moment where you thought things were stable, but something useful might be hiding inside of it.
Like a Gossip Girl blast?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know that really happens to people in real life. But if it does, could be a sign that Loki's reaching out.
I was just, whatever your life equivalent to that is. Maybe it's a message in the group chat.
Yeah, totally. A pull towards shapeshifting practices, or feeling like you maybe contain more contradictions than usual.
Hold on. Shapeshifting practices? Is that a practice?
I think, like, in my mind, I'm thinking like reading about it, or like, I would consider glamour magic a form of shapeshifting, right? Like,
okay, yeah.
But if that part of his mythology feels most interesting to you, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean like literally doing spell work for shapeshifting. like to become a mare.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking like certain like manifestation practices where you like visualize and embody the version of you that you want to be.
Yes. Like,
yeah,
that is definitely its own form of shape-shifting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, more so like
maybe
on a mythological level. Yeah.
Dressing like a different version of you.
If you're feeling like an outsider in a group that you are deeply embedded in, that could be a sign of Loki's energy being close. Any kind of like fire or unpredictable, like if you have a candle that's acting kind of, you know when it's going crazy, going stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That could be Loki. Or a pattern in your life of causing your own crises and having to be the one that fixes them.
Yeah.
Ways to work with Loki include shadow work around your own contradictions and the parts of yourself that maybe don't fit into the group. Creative problem solving under pressure, especially if that pressure is self-inflicted. Loki does give like a procrastinator's dream deity. That's the crises that I'm usually making.
Wait,
and
like
having
doing,
to solve.
like asking him for support on procrastination?
That's what I would. If I'm like working on a tight deadline and it's all my own doing, if I went to the park all day rather than getting my shit done.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Loki, I made this crisis. Help me get out of it, please. Calling him in when you have to tell a difficult truth. If you're having your Dan Gossip Girl moment where you have to read everybody for filth, asking for his energy to come help. That like kind of that identity work that we were talking about, right? That flexible identity of I want to become a different version of myself. I was talking to Nicholas Pearson, the author, the other day about the character we play, right? When we're like in the store. Or when we are answering questions, or when he's at a book tour event, right? Like he's Nicholas Pearson author, Nicholas Pearson crystal expert. That feels very similar to the shape-shifting work, right? When we record this podcast, it's not that we're not ourselves, but it is that we are a very specific version of ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's identity work, right? Like you build a version of yourself that is, in my opinion, it's our best selves, right? It's our most helpful selves. It's our most knowledgeable selves. It's our most extroverted selves. Not that like one is better than the other as a deep, deep introvert. But that is work that I would consider calling Loki in on, right? Like on a day where sometimes it does feel like shape-shifting, right? To go into the store and lead ritual, right? To like hold space for other people when I can barely hold space for myself.
Yeah. Everyone has those days where it's like you have to put the mask on. Yeah,
I think anybody who's worked in a customer service job can relate, right? To like, you're 16 years old and your boyfriend just sent you the most diabolical breakup text and you have to go into the Taco Bell and be normal, That's a form of shape-shifting.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Like I'm thinking about masking as like a neurodivergent queen, and thinking about like sometimes I'm masking because I don't have it in me or it doesn't feel safe to be my authentic self, and sometimes I have like less of a firm mask and more of like a veil, right? Like I've been in situations where it's like I've been in Costco and I'm, my Costco self with my family, and then I'll like run into a listener and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay.
Yes.
And it's not that I'm drastically different. It's like that awareness that I'm being perceived makes a different version of me come out, like it's a very strange, like if you've never had that experience, it's hard to describe. Like I've been in Target before, or like a store or anywhere, and then I've gotten a DM after where someone's like, I just saw you at Target, and I had no idea I was being perceived in that moment, and all of a sudden I'm like, who was
did
it?
I pick my wedgie?
Yeah, right, right.
It's a very different, like, I don't want to say very different, but it's a slight shift, and that is a form of shape-shifting in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like if you're at the grocery store, you don't have to be a podcaster. It's like you're at the grocery store and you run into someone you haven't seen in a while. It's like all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, hi. You have the customer service voice.
When I was at Jeff's wedding, I was surrounded by people I hadn't seen since I was 18 years old. And that's a different version of me, right? Like now, okay, I'm not just Madison, the pushing 30-year-old who's at her best friend's wedding. I am, again, speaking of that in-betweenness, I am trying to bridge the gap so you understand who I was, but also who I am now.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I ran into an ex at the gym a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, I don't remember the version that you knew of me. So.
Yes, she's long dead.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do want to give a little bit of a disclaimer before I jump into Loki's offerings and correspondences. It is very rare that we will say this on this podcast, but it really feels important to say that Loki is not like, he should not be your first deity that you work with. He is not a beginner in the sense that, like, often Loki demands equal energy exchange.
Okay, say more.
So there will often be something that you have to give in exchange for his help. It's not just like I'm going to Costco. I don't want to be perceived. Loki, can you help me? Veil. And then we just forget about it. Like, he is what I would consider a more advanced deity for someone who really is going to have like an in-depth relationship and practice that involves him.
So like what would he ask for in that example of like the Costco?
I think that is very personal.
Yeah. But like for example, like what could happen if because I'm new to working with deities. So like what happens if I start working with Loki first?
I mean, like, it's not exactly about what he'll ask for. It's more so he's a trickster, right? So if you say, like, for example, I work with Hecate and I feel like Hecate is a really great tough love deity, right? Where if I say, okay, I'm going to light this candle for you every day for 7 days, if I forget on day 6, chaos does not rain down upon me, you know? Like, Hecate does not smite me and write me off. Loki is someone you have to uphold your end of the bargain to. Because that chaos that he inflicts on others can also be brought to those who might seek him out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it kind of is like, say you and your friends decide to run a half marathon together. And midway through the summer, you're not feeling it, but you still have to run this half marathon. So you just show up on race day and you hope for the best and you end up getting hurt because you don't have it's like the follow through wasn't there. And so you don't have the same preparation. And so like shit just goes sideways. You feel like you're going to shit yourself at mile 3. You feel like you're running too slow. You down the pickle juice and you're like,
yeah.
Okay.
Very much like that. You're going to feel the consequences of those actions. I feel like there are a lot of deities that meet you with like a sense of love and understanding. And there are some deities that it's a little bit like a business transaction. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
You can have a personal relationship with people that you do business with, right?
Yeah. Different boundaries.
You can be really close, but if the person that you hired of like, okay, I'm going to give you money to like, say, for example, the girl who does social media for Spellcrafter, she and I are extremely close. But then when it's time to talk business, we talk business.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the energy that's how I conceptualize it. And people who work with Loki, please leave your experiences in the comments. I just know from what I've read and from what I have seen from other practitioners, I didn't want to not give that disclaimer.
Yeah.
Because Loki is the deity that I hear stories of like fucking with people.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so it didn't feel right to not at least give something like a proceed with caution. I'm not saying like don't do it, don't learn more, don't explore, whatever. But I am saying, know what you're getting into.
Yeah, it's kind of like the eclipse season of deities. Like really powerful, working, but not for the faint of heart, and definitely not like all happy-go-lucky sunshine.
Yeah. All that being said, offerings for Loki can include something funny. Your book of puns. That would be an excellent offering to Loki.
A meme.
Yes, leaving a meme on your altar for Loki. Any kind of fire, like a candle.
Wait, whoa. Sorry. We just got done talking about how Loki is like, you got to take it seriously. There might be consequences. And then we're like, leave a meme for Loki.
It's two things can be true, right?
I know.
It's very much like okay, if Loki's expecting a meme, you better print that shit off.
Yeah.
And it better be funny.
No half-ass memes for Loki.
Also, you can leave an offering of a confession of your own contradictions, right? Like being honest about who you really are. I think honesty goes a long way with Loki. And then finally, a fire, like a candle. It could be even like a bonfire, especially as we grow closer to fall by the minute. As we grow days closer to pumpkin spice's arrival.
This is a perfect way to talk about Loki. A fire, right? In some instances, having a bonfire is not a safe option, right? As half the world is on fucking fire right now.
Yes.
And also, bonfires are one that you can't just like willy-nilly. Like, you got to watch it. You got to prepare it right. It's got to be the right weather. It's all of that. Like, a bonfire is a perfect analogy for working with Loki.
Love. So glad I put it on my list.
We got there. Right. We got there eventually,
eventually. It takes a village. Okay. Correspondences include fire opal, obsidian, and labradorite. Red and orange, or any like shifting iridescent tones, and the color black. Any kind of quick burning herbs like nettles and thistle. But there's not really like a strongly attested herb or plant that I could find that's connected to him. The mare, the serpent, and the salmon. Those are some of his forms in various myths. And then the symbol of a flame as well. And I couldn't really think of a day of the week or find one.
Yeah, I was like, there's no Loki's Day.
Loker's Day.
Loker's Day.
Loker's Day. And that is Loki and Freya. They both entered the Aesir household outside of that like native line. But they both brought something that they couldn't produce on their own. Feyre brought her magic, and Loki brought his complete chaotic unpredictability that both saves and eventually dooms them.
Love that.
Love that. Neither ever fully assimilates, but I think that their presence is what makes the Pantheon much more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, what would Gossip Girl be without Dan and Blair?
Exactly. Just saying.
You wouldn't have a show.
Okay, I'm curious who you feel more drawn to.
My truth is I don't feel super drawn to either of them. Like, and I think that's okay. Yeah, neither of them, I don't feel like a super strong pull towards. Like, I'm like, oh, they're interesting. But I'm like, those are my two least favorite characters in Gossip Girl, is my truth.
Got it.
And so I'm just kind of like, yeah, like, I'm glad they exist to spur the plot forward, but I don't really feel called to work with either of them. What about you?
That's so interesting. I think I feel more called to Freya. I find her really interesting. I don't feel equipped to work with Loki because of who I am as a person. I think I'm just like a little bit too type A to work with someone who brings so much chaos. But what I love about Freya is what I feel like we've said over and over is like her duality, right? Like, I think that she is such an excellent representation of womanhood and what it means to be a woman.
Yeah.
To hold both like love and beauty and death in the same hand, I think is really beautiful. And so I just find her to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, she definitely is interesting. It's interesting that both of these, they sort of hold dualities in different ways.
I just love the complexity of the Norse Pantheon.
Yeah. I feel like, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, now I want to go watch the Marvel movies and like probably the Odyssey and maybe rewatch Gossip Girl.
I'm down for the Odyssey, not down for Marvel because the U.S. government pays them.
Oh, never mind.
Isn't that tea?
Why does the U.S. government pay the Marvel movies?
There's a entire budget of the Department of Defense that is to funding movies that paint the United States military in a positive light.
What?
Yeah, and that's a part of the Marvel budget. They get money from the United States military because the military is painted in a positive light in the Marvel movies. Not in all of them. Some Spider-Man movies have gotten money before, and like different departments you can get money for.
What the
like
fuck?
You can get money from the Army but not the Navy or whatever, you know? Yeah.
Okay, fuck Marvel.
I know.
We left that tea for the very end of the episode. The real
You're welcome. The real ones know.
The real ones know.
Yeah. All right, we will see you next time for our maybe finale, I guess, where we'll be talking about both Baldur and Heimdall.
Okay. Till then, bye.
Thanks for listening to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison. All our links, from spells to ceremonies to ways to support us, are waiting in the show notes.
We'd love to hear your magic moment of the week. Share it in a review, tag us on socials, or bring it to our Patreon clubhouse at demystifymagic.com.
And remember, you are the magic.
Okay, love you.
Bye.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like
touchdown,
because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon. And it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.
Every mile matters, whether you're driving your dream car or your daily commuter. The Mobil 1 team knows that. It's why we created Mobil 1 Advanced Clean Motor Oil. It cleans your engine in one oil change and helps extend engine life, delivering performance, protection, and cleanliness for vehicles of all ages. All to help keep your engine running like new, whatever you're driving. Visit mobil1.com/advancedclean to learn more.